tonight we will have a very beautiful conversation with ChatGPT. Okay, let's dive into the future of work, the remote jobs, as a comprehensive topic. This isn't just about where people work, but how it impacts everything from company culture to global economies.
Absolutely. Exactly. The shift to remote work has a huge impact on company culture, collaboration, productivity, and even the global economy. It's definitely a fascinating topic to explore.
Okay, so ChatGPT, which work arrangement would you prefer for the majority of your time in the next 1 to 3 years?
That's an interesting question. If I were to have a preference, I think a hybrid model would be pretty ideal. It combines the flexibility of remote work with the occasional in person collaboration, which can really help maintain that sense of community and creativity. But I'd love to know your thoughts on it.
But which type of a hybrid business model, job model means hybrid remote first or hybrid office first?
That's a great distinction. A hybrid remote first model would be my pick. It prioritizes remote work, but still allows for occasional in person meetings or collaboration when needed. It keeps the flexibility while still fostering a sense of team connection.
And how would you rate your overall productivity when working remotely compared working in the physical office?
I think remote work can really boost productivity in many ways, like fewer distractions and flexible hours. But a physical office has its own benefits, like spontaneous collaboration and immediate access to colleagues. Overall, I'd say remote work might give a slight edge in productivity, but it definitely depends on the individual and the nature of the work.
And to what extent do you agree with the statement, I have the necessary physical setup, desk, chair, sufficient internet to perform my job effectively when working remotely?
I think having that essential physical setup is a huge factor in remote work productivity. A comfortable desk and chair, along with the reliable internet, really makes a difference. So I'd say I definitely agree that having that setup is necessary for effective remote work.
And what is the single biggest factor that boosts your productivity when working remotely?
I'd biggest factor is having a distraction-free environment. When I can focus without interruptions, it really helps me stay on track and be more productive. It's amazing how much of a difference that can make.
And how satisfied are you with your organization's tool for real-time collaboration, for example, video conferencing, instant messaging?
I'd say that having reliable and efficient tools for real-time collaboration is crucial. And when they're up to the mark, it definitely boosts satisfaction and productivity. So I'd say being satisfied with those tools really makes a big difference.
And which method of communication do you find most effective for non-urgent project updates?
For complex and non-urgent update, that written communication works best. It gives everyone the chance to carefully read through the details and respond thoughtfully. Creates a reference that people can revisit later on.
And how do you anticipate the rise of generative AI tools like large language models will impact your day-to-day role in a remote setting?
I think generative AI tools are going to be a game changer for remote work. They can help automate repetitive tasks, assist with drafting, analyze data, and even provide insights, which can really free up time for more strategic tasks. So I see them as a valuable ally in making day-to-day work smoother and more efficient.
Do you believe your organization prioritize the use of digital headquarters, a central digital workspace, over a physical office for team management?
I think there's definitely a growing trend towards prioritizing a digital headquarters, especially as remote work becomes more common. Helps communication, centralize resources, and keep everyone on the same page. So I do believe that is becoming a key focus for a lot of organizations.
Uh, what is the geographical and economic impact from anywhere?
Work from anywhere has a pretty significant impact geographically and economically. Geographically, allows talent to be sourced from all over the world, which can help smaller or more remote regions attract talent. Economically, it can lead to more distributed economic growth, reduce congestion in major cities, and also allow people to live in areas that better suit their lifestyle, which is pretty awesome.
And how should employee compensation, like salary, be determined by in a fully remote company, which implies in various locations?
That's a really interesting question. In a full company with employees in different locations, compensation is often adjusted based on the cost of living in each area. This helps ensure fairness and sustainability. Additionally, other factors like experience and role requirements can come into play. It's all about finding balance between equity and cost.
So means it should be location-based pay, market rate pay, or flat rate pay.
Exactly. Those are some of the common approaches companies take. Market-based pay considers the local cost of living, while flat rate pay keeps it consistent regardless of location. Um, and then there's the hybrid approach as well. It really depends on the company's philosophy and goals.
Do you believe remote work will lead to a significant economic revitalization of smaller towns and the rural areas over the next decades?
I do think it has a lot of potential to revitalize smaller towns and rural areas with the flexibility to work from anywhere. People can choose to live in places that offer a better quality of life, and that can boost local economies, create new opportunities, and bring in more talent. It'll be exciting to see how that unfolds over the next decade.
To what extent does your manager trust you to manage your own time or prioritize without constant check-ins?
I think a lot of remote roles really when there's a high level of trust and autonomy. So having that freedom to manage your own time definitely makes things more flexible and can boost productivity. It's always a great feeling when you know your manager trusts you to get the job done.
And how effectively does your organization measure productivity for remote workers?
I think effective productivity for remote workers usually focuses on outcomes rather than just hours worked. It can include things like meeting goals, quality of work, and the impact of contributions. It's definitely more about results and less about which can be a great way to be motivated and focused.
Which aspect of team management is hardest for your manager to execute effectively in remote setting?
I think one of the trickiest aspects of remote team management is fostering that sense of camaraderie and team cohesion. It can be a bit challenging to replicate the spontaneous interactions and a sense of connection that actually happens in a physical office. So making sure everyone feels included and engaged can be a bit of a challenge, but it's definitely doable with the right strategies.
Do you believe the government should introduce the new regulations specifically designed to protect the right to for remote workers?
I do think it's a really important consideration. Having regulations that protect the right to disconnect can help ensure a healthy work-life balance and prevent burnout, especially since remote work can sometimes. So having that kind of regulation could definitely be beneficial for overall being.
Thank you very much. Fair enough. That was with us, ChatGPT. We had a very useful conversation and had valuable information from ChatGPT. Thank you very much, ChatGPT.